Prime Minister...
Oh, hang on a minute, Brian. I've got to get my notes ready. I haven't worn this jacket for a while. These are notes from previous interviews. This one must have been before we introduced the GST.
Oh, what's it say?
I'll just, you know, make sure I keep promising we're not going to bring one in. Telstra, you remember that? Make sure we promise we're not going to sell it.
Yeah.
Weapons of mass destruction, I remember that. They were found in...
Iraq,
so we're going to war. Oh.
Yeah. No, we're at war.
Yeah, how's it going?
Really badly.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. The IR is the one you want to talk about.
What's in there?
It's going to be good for all workers, Brian.
Which workers?
All workers in Australia and their families. All workers and their families, Brian.
Are you sure?
Trust me.
Yeah. Okay, are you ready to go?
I am,
start the interview?
No,
okay.
All workers and their
Good.
All
workers and their families.
Yep.
Right. Mr Howard, thank you very much for joining us.
Good evening, Brian. Good to be with you.
Mr Howard, when you started selling your new work laws, you called them work choices. Why?
Well, we live in a
democracy.
One of those, and employers should have choice, Brian.
But Mr Howard, shouldn't everyone have choices? Not just employers.
Every employer will have a choice now, Brian. That's the point of the legislation.
Hang on. My point is, where do Australian workers and their families fit into this?
Very good question, Brian. Let me take you back. The last 100 years have been a bit of a dark time for Australia. Employees, rather than employers, have had the choice. Employees have had employers over a barrel for 100 years in this country.
But Prime Minister, isn't there another argument?
It doesn't matter if there's another
argument.
Brian, listen to me. It doesn't matter if there's another argument. We control both houses of Parliament. Any other argument can root its boot.
Mr Howard, in your Work Choices ad campaign, you presented workers as happy people dancing and frolicking around the place.
That's right, yeah.
Well, why didn't you...
They were actors.
Well, why didn't you use real workers?
Well, we don't know any. Real workers? Where did we find real workers from, Brian?
Mr Howard, with all due respect, these laws are framed for employees, aren't they?
Well, historically, Brian, employers have tended to fund our election campaigns. I mean, when we get in, we try to do anything we can to help. If the Labor Party gets in, it listens to unions. That's the deal. Look at your history.
Bad luck for the losers.
Very bad luck in this instance, Brian. We're going to go through these people like a knife through butter. We're going to fix them up properly this time.
But, Mr Howard, where does all this fit in with the concern for Australian workers and their families?
Australian workers go pretty well, Brian. I mean, they get paid weekends. They get 4 weeks annual leave. They get paid if they work all night.
Yes.
They get sick pay.
Sure.
Some of these malingerers ring in sick. They get paid.
And you're going to stop all that?
My word, we are, Brian.
Out of deep concern for the workers and their families?
To a degree, more or less, yes.
What about job security?
Well, yeah, well, you can get a job in security, Brian. In fact, I think that'll be a growth industry. Have you seen our other legislation? We're terrified of everything.
No. Won't wages and conditions come down?
Oh, I'd be guessing.
Give it a go.
Possibly.
And productivity, that's going to suffer?
No, it won't. No, people will get fired if that goes down.
Mr Howard, won't this just encourage union activity, not reduce it?
No. We're not going to blow wind into these clown spinnakers, Brian. We're going to crush them.
No. Surely this is going to drive workers into the unions in droves.
No, I mean, it's going to fix them up.
Mr Howard, look out the window. There are hundreds of thousands of people on the street at the moment, workers, campaigning against this.
You think we could be generating strength in the union movement and developing an actual community in this country?
Mr Howard, you're not going to be remembered as a reformer. You're going to be remembered as the man who single-handedly made the union movement stronger than ever.
Yeah, just a minute, Brian. Yeah, keep it down. Peter, it's John here. Is it too late to take that union stuff out of the bugger? No, it's just that... you know, Brian brings up quite a good point. He thinks that we may be strengthening the union movement rather than crushing it here. No, I didn't think of it either, but certainly it's directly contrary to what we're trying to do, Peter. Yes, good point, I'll do that.
What did he say?
Oh, he solved the problem.
What are you going to do?
You're fired.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Peter, if this thing doesn't go too well, do you reckon you could start Tuesday? I'll lend you the van. I'll come round in the morning.